Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. Before we start with webinar 5, okay, I would like to announce a pre-announcement, right? All information conveyed in this live session is for the sole purpose of academia. All views and comment by the moderators and the panel are personal views and in no way reflect the official views and policies of the universities. The university is nowhere responsible for the comments and view conveyed neither by the panel nor the moderators. Okay, welcome to webinar number 5 with a topic on travel and tour industry in Indonesia. Okay. The topic for today will be regrouping tourism network for the expected travel boom during post-COVID-19. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Nik Rozilaini Wan Mohamed. I'm a lecturer of University Technology Mara, Malaysia, and I will be serving you as a moderator for this evening. Okay, now let me welcome Mr. Mohamed Bagus Almer from Atourin. Before hearing a presentation from Mr. Mohamed Bagus Almer, let me introduce our honorable panel for this evening. He has been appointed as a business development manager at Atourin in Indonesia. He has multiple experience in the hospitality industry at international levels, and he used to work in the hotel industry in Singapore. He brings a new energy and perspective to youth out there. He has brought a fresh perspective and a different way of thinking, a new way of tourism business. And he is eager to learn, build new experience, apply multi-skill in the workforce. He's a very energetic person in team building, productivity, and workplace. He has the advantage to target the millennial market as understand how to reach, how to communicate with the young peers. He also one of the contributors sustainable tourism ecosystem in Indonesia, and he has experience in the business development field, particularly in the tourism industry, and carry out sales and negotiation to various types of organizations. Okay, again, I will talk a little bit on his education background. Okay, he's graduated from Aston University, Bachelor Science, Business and Management in year 2019 to 2020, University of Sunderland, UK. And 2 years back, he obtained a Bachelor Science International Tourism and Hospitality Management, Development Institute, Singapore, right? And then in year 2017, if I'm not mistaken, Advanced Diploma in Tourism, Hospitality and Event Management. Now, move along to our session. Please welcome Mr. Mohamed Bagus Almer, who will be speaking on to us on regrouping the tourism network for the expected travel boom boost COVID-19. Please welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting me, Ibu Puan Nik, and also the university. It's a pleasure, of course, to be invited to these events. And I'm here to represent Atourin tourism business in Indonesia, and would like to share our perspective about the tourism industry in Indonesia and maybe in the world right now. So yeah, I hope that today's session will give you knowledge and also insights about the tourism industry. I know some of you guys, or most of you guys, are in tourism students. So yeah, I really hope that today's session will give you insights about the tourism industry. That's it. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so do I just go on with the presentation? If that's the case, I will just start. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for having me. I am Mohamed Bagus Almer. As has been explained by Ibu Puan, that I have experiences in the tourism industry, and I graduated as a bachelor in the tourism industry back then in 2018 from the Sunderland University in Sunderland in the United Kingdom, and also I was the best performing students there. And also I have obtained a master's degree in Aston University in Birmingham in the field of business and management. And currently I am working as the business development manager in Atourin for almost a year now. And a little bit of my timeline, I started working in Atourin as an intern back then in earlier this year in February, and then I worked myself up the ladder until I got the manager position in Atourin. So that's a little bit background about me. And currently I'm living in Indonesia and just looking forward to travel the world as soon as the pandemic has stopped or just left the world. Yep. Can you please go to the next slide? So this is the biggest question I would like to ask you guys. Where and when was the last time you guys traveled? I know that the world has been impacted heavily by the pandemic COVID-19, and also one of the biggest industry that has been heavily impacted is the tourism. So let's just ask your question: where and when was the last time you guys traveled? And maybe you guys are thinking, or maybe it's just like last year or 2 years ago before the pandemic hit. Me myself personally, I just traveled to Bali last month, and it was great. Like the experience, it was great, but I saw a very big difference there. Bali is used to be very crowded. All the stores were open and everything before the pandemic hit, but then due to the pandemic, all the people there, the local people, the tour guides, all the stakeholders in the tourism industry in Bali, they suffered. Can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, so just like what I told you, the COVID-19 outbreak has heavily influenced all aspects in our life, the way we speak, communicate, and the way we live our life, work, and everything. And the tourism industry has also impacted, has been impacted heavily by the pandemic. All flights were stalled, and the stores run by local people went out of businesses, and hotels suffered. And Atourin believe that through collaborations with multiple stakeholders, we can survive through this pandemic. So we believe that with the collaboration with multiple stakeholders, not only with the governmental institution, but also with businesses, other businesses that focus on the tourism industry, we have to work together in order to go through the pandemic and prepare ourselves for the tourism boom as soon as the pandemic stops. Can you please go to the next slide? So this is the agenda that I will talk about today. So the first one will be about Atourin. I will introduce the students, to Atourin, what is Atourin and who is Atourin, and the future of tourism, and what we have done so far as a business, and our campaigns, and also what you can do. And the last one is what you can do as tourism students or youth in order to improve the tourism industry, not only in Indonesia, but also in Malaysia, to help the tourism industry and stakeholders to survive this pandemic and to prepare themselves for the tourism boom. Can you go to the next slide, please? Another one, next slide. So this is a little bit background about Atourin. So Atourin is a startup company that focuses on Indonesia's tourism industry, and we've been around for almost for about 3 years to 4 years, and our vision is to improve Indonesia's tourism industry and to contribute to the economy through the implementation of technology. As you guys know, that today's era is heavily focused on or dependent to the technology and digital devices. So we believe that through technology, we can solve that problem. And one of the problems that we see today is in Indonesia is that Indonesia has many things to offer for the tourism industry. For example, nature, art, social, and culture things that needs to be optimized to realize sustainable and quality tourism of Indonesia. Right now, we have a lot of things that we can explore, we can use, or we can use for tourism. But then, not every destinations or everything has the balance opportunity or exposure in terms of the tourism industry in Indonesia. And one of the solution that we can do or we can give to solve this problem is, again, it's kolaborasi. So kolaborasi means collaborasi and aksi, or collaboration and action with various tourism stakeholders, which is vital and can be achieved through initiatives that is non-technological and technological initiatives. So Atourin, for about 3 years, we have quite worked with a lot of industry stakeholders, for example, the Ministry of Tourism of Indonesia, and also non-governmental institution, private sectors, and also non-profit organizations, and also communities and educational institutions. Can you please go to the next slide? So currently, Atourin currently has 2 products that we currently running on. The first one is Atourin. So Atourin, as a business, is actually we provide tourism itinerary planning. So if you go to our website, you can use the system there to see to generate itinerary for you guys. So for example, if you guys would like to go to Bali but not sure how many days to spend and how much to spend and where you guys can go to, you can just go to our website and we'll make the itinerary for you, including the money that you guys need to spend if you go to Bali or other parts in Indonesia. And the second one is Expediso. So this is our second product. So this product is focusing on providing tourism or tour packages to our consumers in Indonesia and overseas. But currently we're focusing on only Indonesian destinations only. But maybe in the next few years, we'll provide tour packages to overseas as well. And the last one is Atourin Academy. So we believe that the human resource of Indonesian tourism needs to be optimized, and there needs to be training for them as well. And unfortunately, some people in some communities in some parts of Indonesia, for example, in tourist villages, for example, like in Sumba, Bali, or in Papua, they don't have enough or good enough exposure or access to educational materials, for example, like the tourism industry. So we're here with Atourin Academy to deliver products or modules that can be used by tourism stakeholders there, the tour guides, to learn more about tourism industry and how they can survive and provide more products, for example, like virtual traveling. And also, just to add a little bit, we also provide virtual travelings. So that's one of our main product right now, because due to the pandemic, offline tours are put on hold for a while. So we moved to virtual traveling since early 2020, and we've currently run around 320 virtual tour events to all parts of Indonesia, to the 34 provinces in Indonesia, and also overseas, like in Japan, in the UK, South Korea, and etc. and etc. So yeah, currently we're busy, making virtual tours, providing virtual tours to all kinds of clients, from government to private sectors and to educational institution. Can you please go to the next slide? All right, so this is Atourin services. We have itinerary planner, tourism object information, tourism object placement, tourist guide services, open trip, and private trip, customized trip, and virtual trip, and trip consultant or advisor, and tourism design and branding, social media management, and the last one is tourism object management. So we have around 12 services that we would like to provide to our customers, but due to the pandemic, we cannot provide all of the services. So one of the service that we provide mainly is virtual trip, and we are right now moving slowly towards providing customers a customized trip and private trip and open trip as well. Can you please go to the next slide? All right, so in Atourin, it's all about having fun. So this is a compilation of pictures. So on the right hand side is posters about what we have done so far behind the scenes. So, for example, we've done virtual travelings to Fukuoka, and also we made virtual travelings in order to commemorate the birthday of Jakarta as a city, the 494th birthday of Jakarta, and also we do sharing sessions with industry experts for our internal teams, including our interns and etc. and etc. And the left-hand side picture, the picture on the left-hand side, is a picture of our co-founders. So this is the guy with the red T-shirt is Johar, who is supposed to be here for the event, but he is not able to make it to the event due to he's sick right now. So I have to be here to deliver the presentation here. And also the guy in the middle is Rifo. He's the CEO, and he's also responsible for all things related to technology, for example, for website and the development of technology applications. And on the right-hand side is Reza. He's the COO, and he's responsible for all things related to operations on the field, and also all things related to online events. Can you please go to the next slide? All right. So this, if you guys would like to get connected with us, you can just follow our Instagram accounts. We have two Instagram accounts. Our main one is atourin.official. So we put posters and also promotions about virtual travelings in our main account. And on the right-hand side, or the second Instagram, is live at Atourin. So if you guys want to see our live in Atourin, or like behind the scenes of making a virtual traveling session or events, you can just go to our second Instagram, which is live at Atourin. So make sure to follow our Instagram page, so you guys can get updated with what we are up to and what events we have currently. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so I would like to explain about the future of tourism and how stakeholders can regroup. As you guys know, tourism comprises of a lot of stakeholders, not only businesses and governmental institutions, but also communities, and also the local people. And I believe tourism industry is a community-based industry where we help each other, we work together in order to achieve our main goal, or even like the master plan that has been planned out by the government, like by the Ministry of Tourism in Indonesia. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, so Atourin sees tourism in the future will focus more on quality tourism, including strict implementation on CHSE, or the cleanliness, health, safety, and environment, as this has been told by the Minister of Tourism of Indonesia, Mr. Sandiaga Uno, that quality tourism and CHSE is one of the most important thing that every destination and even every restaurant or public spaces that they have to have, because this is to cut down the rate of infection in COVID-19. And also, we believe that end-to-end implementation of technology will take place. So technology will not only will not only be there. Sorry, can you please go to the previous slide? Yep, thank you. So the implementation of technology will be there from the pre-visit stage until the post-visit stage. And as businesses, we have to realize this, that digitalization or digital devices and technology will be used by customers from the pre-visit stage. For example, like searching for informations and looking for destinations and looking for prices and budget and how to get there, and also until the post visit stage, for example, giving reviews and also communicating with the airlines or the tour provider. Yeah, so the technology will be there to accompany the customers, and this also affects the degree of happiness or satisfaction for the customers. So, for example, you guys now use technology, right? Like devices and everything, technological devices, for example, like smartphone, and you guys also depend on the internet and Wi-Fi. And what if you guys use a certain website or a certain app, but then the website or the app crashes down? It also impacts your level of satisfaction, right? So again, digital, including the internet, plays a very important role in the future of tourism. And also, of course, due to advancement in technology, there will be a better exposure for all stakeholders. Right now, for example, like a secluded area or isolated area in Indonesia, they can now have their own Instagram page. They can post their pictures of their villages and the tour packages that they offer, and then they can just post it on Instagram. And this means better exposure for all stakeholders and destinations as well. And they can now have a chance to show their true colors, the colors of the tourist villages or the destinations. And also, there will be a better dispersion of tourists, and also there will be well-managed destinations with the help of technology, because with artificial intelligence or a better system like big data and everything, destinations can now have a better visitor management. And on the right-hand side is just like a glimpse of the tourism stakeholders in Indonesia. For example, the community, educational institution, government, media, private sector, and other stakeholders. And not to forget the local people as well. Because in some parts of Indonesia, the local people, for example, in Bali and Sumba, they heavily depend on tourism. So if tourism is put on hold for a while, they don't have any incomes. They cannot sell their own products. They cannot sell their local products, and etc. and etc. Can you please go to the next slide? All right, this is a glimpse of the key roles of the stakeholders. The first one is governmental institutions, private sector, for example, businesses, and also development partners. So for the governmental institution, they are responsible for laying out master plan that can be followed or used as a guide for businesses, and also for other stakeholders that operate and will accelerate the growth of the industry. So this is very important. As a government institutions, they have to lay out their master plan, so we know, like, so businesses know the direction that they are going to, and we have a better vision of what the Indonesian tourism industry will be like in 5 years, 10 years, or even 20 years from now on. And the second one, they have to facilitate businesses to efficiently operate within industry. And this can be done through projects, giving out projects or providing projects for businesses, initiatives, and non-restrictive rules and law to allow businesses to operate flexibly and more efficiently. There are some things or some laws or rules that has been implemented, but it's not that efficient. So that the businesses faces difficulty when operating the business. And the third one is introducing laws that bring benefits to all stakeholders. I know this is going to be hard, and there's a saying that you can't please anyone. But we believe that, again, tourism industry is a community-based industry where we work together and we'd like to give benefits to all stakeholders, not only to businesses, but to everyone that is involved in the tourism industry. And the second stakeholders is the private sector or businesses. And our roles is to bridge government's initiatives and stick to the master plan that have been planned out. So as a business, we have to, follow what have been planned out by the government, because of course the government have their own vision of the tourism industry in 5 years or in 10 years. And also we give input or recommendations to the government or state institution, because as a business, we are very close to the customers, and we know what the customer wants, and we know what's the problem within the society, because we are directly in touch with our customers. And also as a business, we would like to, to solve the pain points of the customer. So, but some parts or the pain points that that the customer have, as a business, we can just solve it, because maybe we have a limited access to the resort, for example, financial and data and everything. So we are there to give input or recommendations to the government, like for example, the problems that is there in the society or in the tourism industry. And also we're there to promoting trends and give realistic solutions through product offering that benefits some, if not all, stakeholders. And also the last one is development partners, or maybe like NGOs. As you know, like international organizations, they like to go to Asian countries, and they would like to help us to extend, or they would like to extend our impacts in the society. So their roles are supporting governments and community programs, and initiate impactful project that is not in the government's focus, or short and long-term plan. And also the last one is to accelerate growth through collaborations with stakeholders in the tourism industry. So for Atourin, we have worked with multiple NGOs who is looking to give impacts to tourist villages or to villages in Indonesia. So usually we accommodate the initiatives, because we would like to also improve the tourism industry in Indonesia, especially in tourist villages. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, so we see the Atourin sees the importance of bravery to innovate, borderless innovation, mutual respect and support, and openness to collaboration. Again, in this difficult times of the pandemic, and not only because of the pandemic, but a more competitive market and a more competitive world, we have to innovate. We have to offer something new to the customer, and we have to have the bravery to do that. And right now, there is no border in innovation. You can do anything, but again, you have to test your innovation to the market as well. And during this difficult time, we have to give mutual respect and support to other businesses, local people, and the government sectors, and also the openness to collaborate. We really highly believe that with collaboration, we can give more impacts to more people and more to more areas. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, so this is what we have done so far from 2018 to up to 2021. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, so what we have done so far. So this is the main thing that we have done so far is virtual traveling. As I have told you guys, Atourin has held 320 virtual traveling events to 34 provinces in Indonesia and overseas. And we have a very broad network of tour guides all over Indonesia, including in the Borneo, or in Sumatra, in Java, in Papua, or in the East Nusa Tenggara or West Nusa Tenggara. So we have a broad network of tour guide, and that of the virtual traveling is there not only to for the business to make a profit, but also we're there to help tour guides in all parts of Indonesia to have income. Because of the pandemic, they don't have any jobs, and the virtual traveling is there to give them a chance to make money and to be more active in the tourism industry during the pandemic era. And also, we provide tourism-based training program. So we have conducted trainings for various audience, such as educational and governmental institutions and other tourism stakeholders. So we have been asked by multiple clients from different types of organization that we can give trainings to tourist villages, for example, about understanding virtual tourism and how to digital marketing and tourism, and etc. and etc. And the last one is digitalization of tourist villages. Again, this one we have worked with multiple organizations as well and governmental institutions. So we help tourist villages to become more digital. So we provide services like, for example, making websites for or landing page for the tourist villages, so they can, provide their so they can give their tour packages to more people out there through digitalization. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, and we are proud pioneer and leading virtual traveling provider in Indonesia. As you guys know, we have run 320 virtual traveling providers, and some of the clients are returning customers, and there are also some clients who previously used other provider services, and they come to us with their pain points and unsatisfaction because of the previous provider, and they come to us asking for virtual traveling that is good and better from the previous provider. And fortunately, we can give the clients what they wanted up to their expectations. Can you please go to the next slide? So so this is a video I would like to show about Atourin's activities in virtual traveling. So this week, just 2 days ago, on the 8th of November, we worked together with Bank Indonesia, or the Indonesian bank, the Central Bank of Indonesia. So we worked together on making a virtual tour to one of the tourist villages in Indonesia, in Pemalang. So this tourist villages is known for its sweet pineapple. So the people there, their uniqueness is the pineapple, and how they process their pineapple to become a multiple products. And also they have traditional dance, and also they have classes for making coffee, and about coffee beans, and etc. and etc. So we work together with Bank Indonesia to give exposure to this tourist villages, or desa wisata we call it. Can you please play the video? Hello, sorry, can you please play the video? Yeah. Okay, so this is just a glimpse of how virtual traveling looks like. So we involve all local people there. The activities there, for example, like this one is rafting, and this one is about making coffee and processing coffee. And we also expose their local products, for example, like the pineapple, and also the ground coffee. And this guy called Wanto, if I'm not wrong. So this is the guy who initiates the tourist village there in Pemalang. Okay, thank you very much. So that's a bit of like a picture or a glimpse about the virtual traveling that we ran. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, so this is Atourin's virtual traveling from 2020 to 2021 recap. So we have run 327 virtual traveling so far, and we have run out of 327 virtual traveling events, we ran 219 public virtual traveling events, and 107 private virtual traveling events. And we have traveled to 307 local destinations that we mostly do it in Papua. We go to Papua for the virtual traveling events, and also 19 international destinations, which includes Japan, South Korea, the UK, Turkey, and the US, if I'm not wrong, and other destinations overseas. And for your information, we also have different. We have also tour guides, not only Indonesia but also overseas, and the tour guides there are Indonesian, so they help us to deliver virtual traveling overseas. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, so this is a glimpse of virtual traveling that we've ran. So the first one is Virtual Tour Indonesia Merdeka. So this is to commemorate the birthday of the independence of Indonesia. And the second one is virtual traveling to Raja Ampat in west of Papua. And virtual traveling to Bali, the land of harmony, or also known as the Trihita Karana. And the fourth one is Festival Libur Lebaran. So during festive season, for example, like Christmas and also Ramadan, we do virtual traveling events, and we give it out for free. And we last year we traveled to Poso, and we make the virtual tour there. And also we also make virtual tours to Jakarta as well for Festival Libur Lebaran, or the holiday season of Ramadan. We make virtual travelings to grand mosques in Jakarta, and we create story of how Jakarta people celebrate their Ramadan and Buka Puasa and how they do it. And also virtual traveling keliling Jakarta. This is to commemorate the birthday of Jakarta, and other virtual traveling events that we have run. Next, please. So this is behind the scenes of virtual travelings. As you guys can see, there are a lot of people that is involved in the production of virtual traveling, one event of virtual traveling. So we are very happy of how virtual traveling has turned out. It turned out it's not only as an alternative of offline tours, but it also has become a way of giving chances to not only the tour guides but also all the stakeholders there. For example, in Panglipuran village here on picture on the left, we are the people there in the village are involved in the production of the virtual traveling. And this guy, I think he's the higher rank officer of the village. And the middle picture is virtual traveling to Pramuka Island. So this is an area where the story is about reusing or recycling plastics in Pramuka Island. And usually the people involved there is about 10 to 15 people involved in the virtual traveling event. And the right-hand side is the virtual traveling events to Flores, East Nusa Tenggara. So sometimes in our virtual traveling events, we also show the dances, the traditional dances, or the process of making of traditional food there, and that also involve the local people. And just for your information, the traditional dances or the traditional dancers are also given a fee, a certain fee, so that they can also live from the virtual traveling events that we make. Can you please go to the next slide? And this is a picture of Bli Adi. His name is Adi, and he's a Balinese. So Balinese people, for older man or a middle-aged guy or man, we call it Bli, or it's the same like Kak maybe in Indonesian and Malay. So we call him Kak Adi or Bli Adi. So he has worked with Atourin for almost a year now since the pandemic starts, and he told us that because of the virtual traveling session or events, he can now survive in the tourism industry. And usually he make virtual travelings, or he guides virtual traveling to all destinations in Bali. For example, Bali Zoo, to Ubud, and to tourist villages, and also to temples in Bali. Can you please go to the next slide? Oh, it's a video. Sorry. Yeah, so Bliadi has worked with us for almost a year, and usually, like in a month, we will have around 4 events, 5 events, just going to Bali, not excluding all parts, all destinations in Indonesia. So yeah, the virtual traveling scenes in Indonesia, it's quite huge right now because, for example, like schools and organizations, they would like to have a virtual field trip. Due to the pandemic, they cannot do offline field trip. So yeah, they shift to virtual field trip to to have a gathering session or for the students to learn more about the Indonesian tourism and destinations as well. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so this is some of the events that we have aside the virtual traveling session. We also have Atourin Talk, where we invite industry experts to talk or to be a speaker in our events, Atourin Talk, and share their experience and also their insights about the industry. And also, together with the Ministry of Tourism, we work together to provide online academy or online training for digitalizing tourist villages, and yeah, we also make events or competitions for tourist villages to give out videos or profile videos about their tourist villages. Can you please go to the next slide? This is a picture about behind the scenes of training and mentorship for tourist villages. So this training is, the left one is in Java area and the right one is in the Sumatra area. So we do sometimes we do offline trainings as well to tourist villages, and we help them to understand more about the tourism industry in Indonesia and how they can survive throughout the pandemic, and also to be more sustainable in providing tourists in providing tour packages, or just be more efficient. Yeah, can you please go to the next slide? And this is an example of the digitalization of tourist villages. We help them to make their own website. So this website is for Kojadoy, the tourist villages of Kojadoy. So yeah, we work with the local people to digitalize their tourist villages. And here in the website, they can provide their local products and also their tour packages. Yeah, can you please go to the next slide? And also we do research. Last month we did a research about the wants or the demands of tour to tourist villages after vaccination, and the research pictures out that some people, most people, not most people in Indonesia, they are pretty happy to go to tourist villages after vaccination, not only on the customer side but also on the tourist village side as well. That the people in the tourist village has to be vaccinated as well to ensure that it is safe to travel there. Okay, can you please go to the next slide? This is a glimpse of the Atourin's research about the tourist village and vaccination. You can go to our blog, blog.atourin.com, to see the result of our research. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, so this is our campaigns. We have 4 campaigns. Next slide, please. So the first one is the Traveler's Power. So we, in every event we held, we always incorporate message to our audiences and users to always be responsible travelers wherever they are. So we always remind them to spend locally and also to conserve the environment, not to throw trash on the ground and everything. And the second one is One Travel, One Tree. So this campaign is meant to encourage travelers to conserve the environment by planting trees. And also we work together with a company or a community called Lindungi Hutan to make this possible. So we allocate some of our profit to plant trees in some areas in Indonesia. And also this campaign also helps out businesses or our clients to extend their willingness or their intention to be more sustainable or to be more environmentally conscious. So we also act as the extension of those businesses. And also the third one is Stronger Beyond Pandemic. So we believe that with a strong sense of togetherness with Indonesia's tourism industry, we can and we will go through the pandemic. And the Stronger Beyond the Pandemic campaign is to influence tourism stakeholders in Indonesia to keep their spirit up high to survive in the pandemic through a strong and supportive tourism ecosystem in Indonesia. And also the last one is We Are Quality Tourism. So this campaign is created to encourage Indonesians to support on the realization of Indonesia tourism that is high quality and more sustainable. Can you please go to the next slide? And the last one is what can you do as youth, as students of tourism in Indonesia and also in Malaysia. Can you please go to the next slide? You can make a difference by spend locally from food, from the vendors, arts and craft, and lodgings. Because right now in the tourism, because of the pandemic, all people are suffering right now, especially local people in the destinations. So by spending locally there in the destinations, you also help people to survive from the tour guides, the lodgings or the accommodation provider, and the sellers of arts and craft, and etc. and etc. And also travel now and disperse or diversify your traveling budget, and also participate in any tourism event and appreciate the organizer, because we believe that organizer also has the intention to help tourism industry to bounce back from the pandemic. So by participating in events, you also help the tourism industry to grow and get back to its previous state. And also start your initiatives and channel your awesome energy. Maybe some of you guys here have some innovations or business plan that you would like to make or realize. Just start your initiative, and of course remember that your initiative has to help not only your business but also the local people and all the stakeholders in the tourism industry. And at the end, be part of mutually supporting tourism ecosystem, because in this world we do not live alone. We are here as a community, as a social being. So always remember that we have to support each other in the world and also in the tourism ecosystem or in the industry. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, that's it from me. I hope that the knowledge or the insight that I have delivered here in this today's session will give you insight about the tourism industry and how to bounce back from the pandemic era. Thank you very much again for hosting this event for the university and also for the students to for listening the knowledge and the insight that I have shared. Thank you very much for the time. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Thank you very much for the interesting thought. And if you have any questions, I'm sure our panel would please to answer them. Live chat is on. Question will be appear when the stream is live, and you can drop your question here. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we have a question, number one. We have a question here from Fadila Zainal Abidin. Okay, the question is, how Atourin identifies the feedback from the virtual traveling Is there any increasing numbers of guests calling Atourin after the virtual tour? She is asking about the virtual tour, how effective the virtual tour.
Okay, so how we identify the feedback from the virtual traveling is first from we give out feedback form. So after, let's say, after 3 days after the event has finished, for example, like a school use our product and then the event has finished. So after 3 days, we give them a feedback form. So from that, we know like the feedback, how they how happy they are about our services, and etc. and etc. And also we noticed that there is an increase in returning customer in the last few months, because like for example, some schools, they use our virtual traveling service last year, and they didn't get back to us, and they use another provider. And then for example, yeah, they use another provider after they are using our services, and they come back to us telling us that they are unhappy with the previous providers, and they told us like we are happy with Atourin after searching from other after getting experiences from other providers. They believe that, and they realize that we are one of the best providers in virtual traveling scenes in Indonesia. So that's how we determine the feedback, and also the increasing number of guests calling Atourin after the virtual tour. But yeah, of course, because I work with the client, I am in contact with the client. I can see that, you know, some clients have tried other services and they are unhappy, and they come back to us and they want us to, you know, make the virtual tour for, like for example, 500 students or 200, and etc. and etc. So that's quite a big business actually for virtual traveling, and the scenes here, it's going pretty well. More people joining the virtual traveling services, providing virtual tours as well. Yep.
So
I
we
hope
have
that
any
answered
more
it.
questions? All right. We have one more question from Zamzuri Ahmad Nazari. How does Atourin will plan for the reopening of Indonesia to international tourists in terms of safety for tour group during visit in major attractions?
Okay.
Talking about SOP.
SOP. So this one we obey to what have been delivered by, or have been set up by the government or the Ministry of Tourism of Indonesia. And to ensure that we are ready, we have to, you know, provide itinerary that is safe for them, not to involve too many people in one group, for example. And also we are talking about offline tours, yeah. And also we provide kits, health and safety kits for the guests. So, and of course we our tour guides are experienced and well informed about the cleanliness, health, and safety issues, so that they have to remind the guests that use our products to be more conscious about the cleanliness, health, and safety environment. Yeah, so we basically follow the restriction or the rules that have been set out by the government.
So did Atourin, or talking about the SOP, did Atourin come up with a website to control the carrying capacity of the visitors? Means that before they come to certain places, they have to book in advance. Do you have any kinds of software or database to control the movement, you know, the capacity of people?
For that, no, because basically, if we're talking about that, so we're talking about visitor management. So that is the that's the responsibility of the destination. But right now, the government of Indonesia has set mandatory rules where you have to download an application called Peduli Lindungi, and that Peduli Lindungi is connected to visitor management, where you can track how many numbers of visitor are currently in the destination. So as a business, we don't have the access to that information or that technology to to manage the visitor, the visit, and etc. Yeah.
Okay, any more questions from the viewers? All right, we have another question from Nabila Abdul Kadir. How Atourin deal with the villagers to work on virtual travel tour? How the company deal with the local people?
Yeah, so we're talking how we deal with the villagers who work as a tour guide, yeah, for virtual tours.
Mhm.
Yeah, so usually because we have connections all over Indonesia with not only the local people there but also the community, tourism community in the village. So we know who is active in the village, so that basically those people who are involved in the tourism community in the village, they know the basic of tourism. And because before the pandemic hit, they work as a tour guide there. So because virtual tour is something new, so we contact them and we offer them, for example, like training how to become a virtual tour operator or tour guide. And usually it can run between like a week or even months on how to become a virtual tour guides. So yeah, we work with the villagers. It has been very nice. It has been very delightful working with the villagers, because we can see that they are happy and they have the drive to learn about the tourism industry, and also more importantly the drive to survive throughout this pandemic. So yeah, we provide training first for free. We provide trainings for them, and telling them what to expect from a virtual tour events, and how can the tour guide be a good virtual tour guide. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
a lot. More on sustainability. We're talking about sustainability because you
Yeah.
involve local people,
Mhm.
getting involved in the tourism industry. So it's very,
Mhm.
help them, especially to boost their quality of life,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Mhm. Maybe I can
Especially after pandemic,
Mhm. Maybe I
right?
can add a little bit more. Like the
Mhm.
tourism industry, I think is a generator for the social life, because, for
Yes.
example, like in Bali, if the tour activities were put on hold for a while, for even a month,
Mm.
everything dies. You know, like I went to
Yeah.
Bali last month, and all the stores were closed. All the sellers were begging for from me to buy their products, and etc etc etc. So the because of tourism there, we can give impacts not only tourism but also educational parts of the village, or even the economy and the sustainability and environment. So tourism is a generator of the society, I think. I believe, and Atourin believes that as well. So yeah, you guys have been very lucky to involved in the tourism industry, because we are very important, and a very
Because
important industry.
yeah, that's a good start, especially after the COVID-19. I think that's a good start when we talk about the sustainability, because
Mhm.
when I look at the slide, okay,
Mhm.
this touring here has a niche market. It
Mhm.
helps to it has their new branding,
Mhm.
set up your own travel agent, and then
Mhm.
you have, it's a very niche market. If you look
Mhm.
at the strategies, look at your short term and long term strategies, it's a
Mhm.
very niche market. And I
Mhm.
really hope that the youngsters out there are
Mhm.
also involved in this kind of businesses, right?
Mhm. Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. That's true. Yeah. Right now in Indonesia, the scene of digital tourism is rising. It's growing. We have a lot of Indonesian youngsters who join and make businesses that is very innovative and care about tourism, and care about the people who are involved in the industry. So I think right now with the business scene, yeah, I'm talking the business scene of the industry, tourism industry in Indonesia, I can see that we are
Mhm.
going in the right direction. More youngsters are involved, more people are involved in the tourism industry. So yeah, at Turin and personally me, we are optimistic for the tourism industry of Indonesia. I hope that Malaysia will have also the same energy to survive and be more active in the tourism industry. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Any more
Mhm.
questions? No? Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Bagus, for addressing the interesting topic. So, as a token of
Mhm.
our appreciation, let's deliver our next virtual tour, number 12, right, from Kuala Lumpur. From Polytechnic Sultan Idris Shah, the contestant from Malaysia.
Hello and a very good morning to all my tourists. Welcome to Kuala Lumpur. Let me introduce myself and the other friends. My name is Siti Nurliana and you can call me Naina. My license number is 1012. Next to me is Nur Fariha and you can call her Farha. The other side is Nur Amania and you can call her nickname is Nia. And the last is the end is Nurul Hanisa and you can call her Nisa. We are under the B Travel Agency. We will be your tour guide for today's trip and our pleasure to be service to you guys. Are you excited for our trip today?
Yes.
Glad to see your excited face. Okay. Before that, how your flight? Is it okay?
It's okay, and we also can
It's
rest.
so good. I hope you guys have a lot of energy. So as you know, now we are at Kalai 2 and so I want to explain a little bit about this place and the safety that we need to follow during this and now I want to brief you about safety that we must follow during this pandemic COVID-19 at this airport. Number 1, you all must check your body temperature at every entrance or exit of the terminal building and make sure you wear a face mask that I wear like this right now and you will wear right now. Make sure you all adhere to the social incarceration that has been set up at the location inside the terminal building. Number 3, make sure you all have hand sanitizer with you, like with me right now that I carry right now. Let's move to the coach parking. Watch your step. Ladies and gentlemen, we had arrived at the coach we are going to use for the ride. Please line up when trying to climb the stairs and do not push the people in front of you guys. Drive us safely. Before that, let me tell you all the rules and on the bus for your safety as well. Number 1, please make sure you all download and use the MyStation application and scan the QR code provided for registration purpose. Number 2, it is encouraged to minimize interaction or conservation while in the coach, if the situation requires. Number 3, if you have something to ask, please raise your hand. Our safety in this coach. Now, I would like to invite my friend Nurul Hanisa for a briefing on the first destination, that is Islamic Art Museum Malaysia, IAMM.
Ladies and gentlemen, we had arrived at Islamic Art Museum Malaysia. Are you excited, guys?
Yes.
I can hear you. Can we repeat again? Are you excited, guys?
Yes.
Good, let's go. Before you guys leave the coach, please make sure you bring important item down with you. And please be careful while getting off the coach. You guys must wonder how much admission fee, right? For your information, admission fee only 40 ringgit for adult, 7 ringgit for student with ID card, 7 ringgit for senior citizen, nation 6 years old and above, and fee for children 6 years old and below. Don't worry about the admission fee, I will take over it. You just have fun, okay guys? Ladies and gentlemen, please come here and enroll me in the group to avoid someone missing. I will explain a little bit about this museum before giving you all a chance to explore the museum and buy souvenir to take home. This museum open daily Monday to Sunday from 9:30 am to 6 pm. For your information, Islamic Art Museum Malaysia IAAM is the first and largest museum for Islamic art in Southeast Asia, and it was officially opened on 12 December 1998. This building also is designed by Malaysians who showcase the beauty of Islamic architecture. You can see on your own way the design and the environment here more to like Islamic concept. Ladies and gentlemen, please gather. It's time for us to go back to our course. Before that, I want to check first if everyone is here or not. Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, we had arrived at Kudu Cow Kit Restaurant. Are you hungry, guys? Yes or yes?
Yes.
What are we waiting? Let's go. Before you guys leave the coach, please make sure you bring important item down with you. And please be careful while getting off the coach. Now you can order your food, but I remind again to you guys, the cost of your meals is not included in your package, so that is self-paid. Don't forget to pay before leave.
Alright, okay, let's deliver our next virtual tour number 13 from Makassar, Indonesia. from Ramang-Ramang Politeknik Makassar, Indonesia. Enjoy!
Maros is the regency that is famous for its karst hills and cliffs, which have been referred to as spectacular karst towers, number 2 in the world. There were several tourism attractions in there, one of them called Ramang-Ramang. Not only popular because it's karst, but also popular with the history of land grabs between local communities and several mining companies in 2007 until 2009. Ramang means cloud. Based on the story of Toriolo, Ramang-Ramang means a good cloud that is cool and shady. Ramang-Ramang is flowed by the Pute River, which when it's dry season, the water is salty, and during the rainy season, the water is fresh. To get to Ramang-Ramang, we can use car, motorcycle, or bus. When we arrive in there, the vehicle will be parked at the pier, and we can continue our journey along Ramang-Ramang by rent Yoloro, the traditional boat, at a price 350,000 rupiah for 10 people. Before Ramang-Ramang was known as today, there was a story that not everyone knows.
2007-2009 ada beberapa izin tambang yang masuk di kawasan Ramang-Ramang. Ada satu yang sudah sempat beroperasi dan kegiatan ekstraktif tambang yang saya maksud itu adalah pertambangan marmer yang bahan bakunya itu 100% batu gamping atau batu kars. Nah, sekitar tahun 2009 proses penolakan itu mulai dilakukan oleh beberapa teman-teman dengan membangun jaringan-jaringan gerakan bersama teman-teman NGO, komunitas, mahasiswa, dan beberapa unsur yang tergabung dalam upaya penyelamatan kawasan kars yang ada di Ramang-Ramang.
The public are generally aware of the waste problem, so that they form a kelompok sadar wisata group to carry out waste control, soil restoration, and organic fertilizer. The main attraction in Ramang-Ramang is boating using Joloro as the transportation. And there are several points that we can stop by while traveling from the pier. You can stop in Berwa village with their amarong field inside of it. You can stop in Kars that splits like a tunnel. You can stop in Eco Lodge and Cafe. And the last is you can stop by in Laku Village Stone Garden. In Ramang-Ramang, there are also public toilets and gazebos at several points of the village to rest. Eco Lodge, Cafe and Resort, one of the facilities in Ramang-Ramang. We can stay in there while enjoying the beauty of Ramang-Ramang, both at night and during the day. We can rent the resort at a price for 100,000 rupiah. Besides traveling, we can also get education about Ramang-Ramang by local residents or tour guides.
Tahun 2013 sampai tahun 2015, kami melakukan pengenalan potensi atau kami menyebutnya eksplorasi. Jadi kami sendiri nih yang lahir dan besar di sini itu melakukan pengenalan terhadap potensi sumber daya alam di Ramang-Ramang itu kurang lebih 2 tahun. 2 tahun itu kami hanya keluar masuk untuk mencari tahu apa yang sebenarnya bisa menjadi daya tarik di kawasan Ramang-Ramang. Nah, karena itu kalau kita bicara pariwisata di Ramang-Ramang, maka dia tidak sekedar tempat berwisata atau tempat berrekreasi, tetapi menurut kami dia adalah konsep tanding yang kita dorong kepada pemerintah atau kepada pihak-pihak tertentu terkait pengelolaan sumber daya alam yang berkelanjutan.
Ramang-Ramang is a community-based ecotourism where the tourist attraction is managed collectively by the village governments, residents, and supported by several related agencies.
Saya pikir kita sepakat tujuannya satu, menjaga keberlangsungan kegiatan pariwisata dan menjaga keberlangsungan lingkungan yang ada di Ramang-Ramang. Terima kasih.
And this is Ramang-Ramang. Take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but footprint, and kill nothing but times.
Okay, that's the end of our webinar for today. Tomorrow we are going to have a pitching competition. Start from 9 in the morning Malaysia time. The competition together with the respected juries, and the competition involves institution and university from Malaysia and Indonesia. All right, the pitching competition. Okay, not forgetting, our competition result will be announced tomorrow morning, and I hope that you will enjoy the program. Okay, bye.